Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Seems like a lot is happening to Shiba Inu's price today, and that's exactly what we're going to be checking in. We're waiting for a big listing, we're waiting for that big push, so be sure to subscribe, be sure to drop that like button, and watch until the end to see what's happening in the crypto space. Now, there are two Shiba Inu continuance to watch the price movement. It's so simple, it's so easy, but SHIB is poised to move higher, but there are bigger issues bubbling below. Even with the recent sell-off, it's hard to bet against SHIB. The sell-off took SHIB to record highs and a market capitalization of 51 billion. That surge made it equivalent to the Korean e-commerce giant Coupang, probably only known very well in Korea. But also, now that the whales have moved their money elsewhere, Shiba Inu has knocked down a peg. It raises a market cap of 32 billion, making it roughly as valuable as a still giant, the solar power company. So that is something I'm really excited for. You know, all these cryptocurrencies growing, just like, for example, Surge Inu, you know, with 140,000 holders. With 40,000 holders, it's growing very fast and giving, you know, reflections to holders back. But what you have to know here, I make this comparison for two reasons. Why exactly am I talking about Surge here? Why am I talking about Shiba Inu's growth? The first is to point out the absurdity of Shiba Inu having the same utility and therefore value as those after mentioned companies. The second and more important is the node of demand is demand. So the SHIB armies behind the cryptocurrency, their utility is fairly irrelevant. Well, the army and one other group. Demand swings. Whether Shiba Inu actually builds utility remains to be seen. Whether that occurs or not, price swings will be based on demand. You know, how much demand means basically how the price is going to go high. There is a group of Shiba Inu holders who have a lot of sway over for a price for better or worse. And those who control the most, those affect the price as well. So that's the Shiba Inu whales. In fact, if it were power of the SHIB army, I'd be very concerned about centralization of power. And basically, they're saying that 10% of the 10 whales control 71%, which is complete FUD, and that I already addressed. And honestly, people are not counting even a dead wallet in there, which is very funny. But it was a movement from one of the OTEM that affected SHIB prices negatively in the past days. And that's definitely true. One of the big whales sold at the peak and left the people who bought at the peak, you know, in shambles. They will definitely get back though, but it's a matter of time. It depends if they sell or not. One of those 10 whales moved 40 trillion SHIB from one wallet to 4 separate wallets. From what we saw, he didn't even have to sell to create a huge FUD, but that started a huge FUD. You know, it was like a match waiting to happen. And after all, isn't the lure of crypto its decentralized nature and the fact that it isn't beholden to a centralized power like a central bank? They're seeing 10 figures controlling 71% of anything is the opposite of decentralized, but that's not true. Most of that is exchanges, most of that is burn wallets, and we already talked about that. And the more, you know, these articles keep mentioning the same thing without, you know, checking up either scan, the more this is going to happen. Again, I love these articles. I love reading them out. But once again, a lot of articles, you know, make the mistake of saying the top 10 wallet holders hold 71%. They're going to dump everything. Yes, some of the whales are out there and they can dump, but so far they have been only buying in. And the other whales are actually just exchanges, which do not have control of these wallets, but instead, you know, the users for those do. And the SHIB army is in full effect in efforts to get SHIB listed on Robinhood. As I write this, their petition on Change.org is just 500k shy. You know, obviously Robinhood is going to take their sweet time, but also Kraken has backtracked on its promise. It's not backtracked, it's working on it. So it's really important that there's key differences. Like Kraken needs to go through a lot of regulation. Robinhood needs to go through a lot of regulation. I think Shiba Inu is clearly going to move up again. This seems to be concentrated effort to make that happen. This is critically important to any crypto project at this point. But remember, there's a still contingent of power plays who truly pull the strings. The whales are really what matters in the bigger picture. So yes, the whales are a big thing, and definitely be sure to check out Surge Inu. Links to the description below. Just a quick shout out to Surge Inu. But yeah, from what I have been seeing, just in Shiba Inu breeders across the US say they're seeing more business. And another really important thing is a weird story, actually. I convinced my aunt to invest her life savings in Shiba Inu, but she just won't lose. She just lost 25K in one day, and she won't speak to me. Now that's really a different story, and was inspired by him bragging about the fortune he was making before dumping her savings into the meme cash, and she lost. She lost 35K. She probably even lost more than that when they bought at the peak. Another major concern for any considering crypto is no other guarantee you'll be able to convert your assets back to cash when you need to. But the Red poster on popular SHIB Army forum shared his cautionary tale of his overzealous and was told of highly volatile of crypto. So, this is the first time we're seeing this. But what he said, you should still never invest more money you can afford to lose. That's one thing. Always tread carefully. But Shiba Inu, it's gonna explode just like Surge Inu. But my gains persuaded my auntie to put her whole life savings in. And now she won't speak to me. That was yesterday. Make sure she holds or she'll hate you forever. If she holds, she'll always love you. So what this basically means is that in the long run, this was bought 15 days ago. If Shiba Inu goes up, this could legit mean that if Shiba Inu goes 5x, his aunt is going to be, or her aunt is going to be a millionaire. If she just dumped her life savings in, that might not be a safe move, but she should hold. She will be okay. She should maybe dump 20K in versus 200K. She sounds like a bit greedy. And, what I can see is if you have 200K to put in, Redditors are sometimes, joking around. But the real thing is that Shiba Inu is having utility. People are putting in massive amounts of money. They're putting in utility. People are saying, that Shiba Inu is going to drop more and it's not going to stay high. But on the other side, in December, we could be seeing a huge price boost. And that's what makes it great. That's what makes it important, because Bitcoin is about to hit 250K in January 2022 to invalidate S2FX Bitcoin price model. New price prediction and hitting 100K at the end of the year will spark a major publicity war by large investors. So bye-bye. We're not going to see $300,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, but what we could see is potentially 1 million Bitcoin by 2031 for sure, says Bobby Lee. So Harland ended by reiterating a January 2022 price prediction, which at current levels seems impossible to comprehend, Bitcoin hitting $250,000. So we're not sure if that will happen, but what will happen is Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million by 2030. And, again, not financial advice, but when this happens, this is going to be huge. This is going to be next level. In 10 years, by the end of 2031, Bitcoin will go through another 3 block reward halvings. And this means that, Shiba Inu will obviously be worth more. But what we need now is utility. We need time. And it's going to be growing. And there's only going to be less and less of Bitcoin. And when there's less and less of Bitcoin, more and more Shiba Inu gets burned. Imagine in 10 years, how much Shiba Inu is actually going to get burned. How much is Shiba Inu going to be in supply? Is there only going to be 100 trillion yet left? Is there going to be, only 50 trillion left? Is there only going to be 200 trillion left? That is for you to decide. That is for you to calculate. But at this movement, it doesn't seem like Shiba Inu is going away. If Dogecoin is not going away, so is, not Shiba Inu. But SHIB has now passed 950 total holders, projected to be 1 million within the next 1 to 2 weeks. So 1 million is great, but I'm thinking at least 10 million if we want to be an unstoppable force. And, there's a lot of people on exchanges. Never forget our SHIB army. We grow in numbers. Also, if you want to join the army and I want to have honest project, honest community, be sure to check out. It's easy to buy, easy to get, Surge Inu. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, army. Enter the Surge Inu giveaway that's starting soon. And until next time, peace, everyone.